Ladies and gentlemen, today we are ranking every single Call of Duty Zombies map from practically impossible, hardest to easiest, to dumb easy. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen a couple videos of people doing this, but I've never personally done this myself. So let's get into this. Let's start off with a map like Keynote or Toten. And when we talk about each of these maps, I'm not talking about the newer versions of the maps. We're going to strictly be talking about the original variations of these maps. So with Keynote or Toten, this has actually changed throughout the years. A lot of this map strategy has been around using the fire trap and also training on the stage. And so I would say that before this speedrun has been now put into like the average difficulty, like it's pretty easy. You just get the thunder gun, horde around the stage forever. But with the fire trap, I would say it can get kind of difficult, and I would actually put it into like the gimmicky kind of route, because now the strat is to hit the fastest speedrun is you can't die at all. You have to literally get rid of your quicker vibes and then play with no Nova Crawlers by not going into certain areas after you've turned on the power. And you have to learn how to use the fire trap by standing in a certain position where you don't get hit. Like, that's why to me it's gimmicky now. Before, I would have put it in average, but now with the world record speedrun, I would say if you want to try this out and do the fire trap, it's a bit gimmicky. So that's a pretty good step. Now, obviously, we have maps like BO3. We're going to be including Gobblegum. We're going to be including the mechanics. And obviously, Revelations, dumb easy. Like, this is literally the combat training of round 100s that I tell people. Honestly, I think Revelations has to be at the very bottom. It is literally the easiest map of all time with the Apothecon Servant that can be upgraded, which is the only map that this has ever happened on, officially. The Thunder Gun. You have the easiest camping strat ever at Verrückt with the Lightning Trap. Like, this is the dumbest, easiest round 100 ever. You're going to see a lot of BO3 maps and BO4 maps actually near the bottom. Now, Descent, we're putting an S. The reason why is because every Exo Zombies map, apart from Outbreak, only has less than 3 people who have officially hit round 100. And so that's why Descent is at the very top. This map is practically impossible. So if there's only under like 5 or 10 people that have actually hit it, it's practically impossible. Most people will never hit it, including myself. Nor do I ever want to try and actually hit a round 100 on this map, because genuinely, the wonder weapons are terrible. The map's design is terrible. Any way that you're hitting the round 100s on Exo Zombies is with traps. And so I would say Descent has to be up at the top. Now, Ascension. Again, we're not talking about BO3. We're talking BO1. And so I would say that BO1 Ascension is still easy. And the reason why I say this is easy is because it's a long one. So you know what? I'll put it in average. Like, if we're talking BO3 Ascension, you can use the nukes to take out the monkeys. It's super easy, but still, literally, you just camp at the power room, spam the thunder gun at the windows, and then just run around and get more thunder guns. It's quite literally one of the easiest strategies ever. The only reason I put it in average is because it takes quite a lot of time. And so I will obviously also be accounting in the time as well that it takes to get this. Now, Darkest Shore, not a fun round 100, but it's pretty easy because you just get the chainsaw ripsaw weapon and just spam it in a corner. So that's why, honestly, I would have to say that I'll put it honestly next to Ascension and put it in average. It's just another one where you kind of just have to learn the map. If you don't know the map, I'd say it's challenging. But if you do know the map, I would say it's just another average run where you just spam the same wonder weapon in a corner. The wonder weapon's pretty good enough as long as you just know how to actually get through. Final Reich, the first map for World War II, I'm going to put in easy. And the reason why I'm going to put in easy is because the wonder weapons are good enough to carry you to round 100. Like, you just get the Hurricane wonder weapon. It just shoots this big electric ball that just slowly travels. And if you're in the spawn room and if you keep one of the doors closed, it's just one of the greatest, fastest round 100s ever. It's probably my favorite one on World War II. Now, Origins. Origins, I am going to put in challenging. The reason why I'm going to put Origins in challenging is because you have to be very on your toes with this one. And while, yes, you have to know the map's layout, like, you have to basically spam the ice staff. Now, that you could probably say is probably like average, right? But the reason why I put it in challenging is because you have to learn how to use the claymores. And the claymores are important for this round 100 because it allows the zombies to die faster in the ice staff ultimate upgrade shot that you throw down. And so it's important to learn the timing timing of it, and that's why any round 100 that uses timing in it, I'm going to instantly put in challenging. And I do have to say, I have experienced almost all of these round 100s except for the non-Treyarch ones, but I've still seen gameplay of how they go. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to give you guys a very, very easy list as to how this is going to go. Spaceland, A. Spaceland's an A. And I hate to put it in here, but the reason why it's A is because all the wonder weapons on this map, amazing as they are, they just suck past like round 30. And the only way to get to round 100 is by 10 hours of running through an alligator trap to take out every single horde of zombies. And so I would say 10 hours of running a trap is extremely difficult. Like, that is not easy. It's not impossible like Descent, where only a couple people have ever hit that round 100 and it takes like 15 hours plus. No, man. Spaceland's difficult, but it's definitely still doable. Now, the funniest part, Beast from Beyond, dumb easy. Another dumb easy map because of the fact that you don't even need to spawn in the zombies to get to round 100 here. However, you know what? I'll put it in easy because it can be a little difficult if you are actually doing the legitimate round 100 way, which is actually spawn in the zombies. Don't just take out extinction zombies the whole time. But genuinely, if you do that strat, you just have to really find ammo and camp in a corner. And so I'm going to put that in as an easy. Like, the zombies are pretty much always infinite damage. It's not dumb easy, I would say, but it's still pretty easy, I definitely would have to say. Now, Shadowed Throne is another one where I'm actually going to put this one in easy as well. This one, you literally get a sword that one-shots past round 300. So anything like that where you can just swing a sword is really easy. The only reason I don't put it in dumb easy is because of the fact that, again, you have to do a lot of the Easter egg. I think you literally have to do the whole Easter egg almost to practically get that sword. And so there's a lot of just awful steps in this map, which is the reason why I put it down at easy. Bus Depot, S. Practically impossible. I mean, you have a ray gun, you have a ray gun Mark II. It is possible, but you have to use a glitch, which is the fast ray gun glitch, and it's probably going to take you over 100 hours to get the round 100 on Bus Depot survival. So it's immediately an S. Practically, I'd even put it above Descent just because of that. It's just so much more bare bones than the other maps. Bus Depot's 100% up there. Die Rise. Now, Die Rise, I would throw in gimmicky because of the fact that you have to use the Sliquifier to get to round 100. And again, like, the Sliquifier, if this was a list to like round 255, Die Rise would be like up here because after round 100, the Sliquifier stops working. However, to get to round 100 specifically, it's very easy on Die Rise. You just spam the Sliquifier at one shot. And so honestly, I'm going to put it in easy. Like, it is a kind of a gimmicky round 100, but like, it's still very easy, I would say. Like, you just sit in a corner, you get the Sliquifier, which literally takes you like less than a minute, and then just go to the spot, and then you're done. Like, you just get a ton of points, you have a bunch of easy perks. Die Rise honestly has to be easy. Honestly, I'll throw it in dumb easy. I'll throw it in dumb easy. To me, it's just that easy. Like, you barely have to be there. Also, it only takes 3 hours. Like, that's another thing. All of these I'm considering in the time. Like, Final Reich still takes a lot of time. Beast still takes a lot of time. Die Rise takes like 3 hours. Same thing with Rev. Like, very, very little time involved. Maurer. Another one that's dumb easy. I mean, listen, anything Cold War is going to be in this bottom category. Cold War is dumb easy. You just get the Cerberus and you camp in a room. Like, put on Ring of Fire. You can be in the power room where you got the crafting bench next to you with all the kill streaks. Dumb easy Maurer Toten. I still think Revelations is easier, so I'm going to throw it down there. Nocturne Toten. I'm going to throw this one in average, the top of average. The reason why is the round 100 can be done in an hour. Krups has done it. However, you're playing on the 2-hit system, which already puts it a tier up in my opinion. And you have to use the flamethrower efficiently, and you can't down once. So to me, that isn't necessarily easy, but it's definitely average. Like, it's not impossible, and it's not even necessarily challenging. It's just as long as you know how to use the flamethrower properly, you should be 100% all right. Now, with Moon, this is an interesting one because, again, for BO1 Moon, the wave gun is amazing. However, it doesn't make drops. And so for this one, I'm going to say it's gimmicky. And the reason why it's gimmicky is because you have to really be careful about the excavators on Moon. You have to have the hacker also to hack power-ups that you get from the Gersh device to make drops. And so it's definitely not, I would say can be challenging sometimes, especially if you run out of ammo. But it's definitely a gimmicky round 100 because you got to get the Gersh device from the box and the wave gun. It's a gimmicky round 100, but it's definitely not too difficult. And I would recommend people try this one out. Moon's a very fun one. Voyage. Listen, because of elixirs, I want to throw it in dumb easy, but I think I'm just going to put it in easy. Voyage, the reason why it's not dumb easy is because the wonder weapon on this map is just ridiculously trash. Like, the Kraken is only good up until, like, round 70, right? But the thing is that you have the Helion Salvo, and if you do the Helion Salvo strat, it's just dumb easy. It's just dumb easy. But the thing is, I find just the setup and getting yourself to that point, I'm just going to throw it in easy. Because I think there are BO4 maps that are genuinely dumb easy. Voyage, to me, is still on the easy route, but it's not dumb easy. Outbreak. Extremely difficult. And I know a lot of people might be like, holy, are you serious? Yeah. Outbreak is 10 hours of objectives, and if you don't know how to play every single objective in the exact proper way, you're not going to make it. I've tried doing this round 100. The max I could get was round 9. I kid you not. Like, literally all this round 100 is maximization as fast and as early as you physically can, using the lightning die and using the Ray K to slow down the zombies. Because at a certain point, you just simply can't take out the zombies, so you have to slow them down. And so it's like, if you don't know how to use every single thing in your setup to properly slow down those zombies, you'll never get to round 100, and it takes 10 hour plus. So again, Outbreak from Cold War, an extremely difficult round 100, I would say. Grösten Haus, S, almost impossible. This round 100 again is another round 100 where very few people have even actually hit it, and it's because it's on one of the smallest maps ever designed, and the way you have to do it is basically just by using your specialist and by using an upgraded MP40 variant that takes out the zombies pretty much infinitely. And so that is the reason why I put it in S. Very few people have ever done it. Again, if less than 5 people have done it, instantly that throws it into S. Dead of the Night. I'm going to throw this one in dumb easy. I'm going to be honest. Dead of the Night is a dumb easy map. Now, okay, I'll put it in easy. I'll put it in easy because, listen, you still have to learn the map. You still have to get the wonder weapon. But once you get into the master bedroom spot with the Alistair's Annihilator, the Helion Salvo, you're just spamming everything in front of you at instant death. It's so easy, man. But yeah, there is a bit of setup, and so anything with like just a tad bit of setup I'll put here. Like, yeah, Voyage of Despair and Dead of the Night setup is definitely way more than something like Die, Rise, and Revelations, I would say. DE, I'm gonna throw it in dumb easy as well. I mean, listen, man, the Stormbow exists. You know, the Wolfbow exists. You have the DG4s, like, and Gobblegum. I mean, Eisendrache is definitely on the dumb easy list, I would say. It's just so easy with all of the tools at your disposal. You literally always have ammo as well, which is why, to me, DE definitely has to be up there. Original Reese. This is an interesting spot. I think this one's gonna have to go in challenging because, again, we are talking World at War, so you do have a lot of glitches here. Your Juggernaut could be glitched out, your Wonderwaff could be glitched out. You can basically only barely just hit like round 160 plus now on World at War Reese, and so there's not a lot of people, in my opinion, on World at War Reese that have hit round 100. I wouldn't say it's extremely difficult, it's just very monotonous and tedious, which is why I'd put it next to Origins in terms of that like challenging basis. So 9 now. 9, I'd also have to throw in easy. Now, 9 is not dumb easy because, again, you have to go through the map, you have to learn through the Easter eggs and all that, and even though the wonder weapon of the map, the Scorpion, is trash, again, you have to know how to use the door spawns and manipulate the spawns, and you'll have to probably look up a strategy guide, which is why, like I said, yeah, for Voyage, you'll have to look up a guide, Dead in the Night, you'll have to look up a guide, 9, you'll have to look up a guide, but Rev, not even. Like, you can almost go anywhere in this map and it'll be so easy, right? Shaolin Shuffle. Now for Shaolin Shuffle, I'm going to throw this one up in gimmicky. And the reason why this is a gimmicky round 100 is because you have to swap like 5 strategies midway through just to have an optimal run. And while yes, there are a lot of good weapons at your disposal on this one, there's just so many different strategies. And again, it's another one where it's like the BO4 maps. You literally have to learn all of these maps to even be able to do them. And so that's why I would say, like, yeah, definitely Shaolin Shuffle has to be a gimmicky one. There's a lot of different things that you have to incorporate just to hit that round 100. So farm S, another practically impossible. Again, it's just 2 bare bones. You have 4 perks, you have a ray gun, and you have the Mark II. And again, if you don't use the fast ray gun glitch, you're not going to be able to hit that round 100. So, and very few people have even ever hit round 100 on these maps. And so that's why I'm saying it's another S tier, practically impossible. I would say that, yeah, it would be Bus Depot, then probably Grösten Haus, Descent, and Farm. All impossible maps, I would say. Zetsubou No Shima. Now, for Zetsubou, I put in easy again. Now, I could be tempted to throw this one in dumb easy, as it is a very easy Easter egg to learn. But again, I would say, like, to do the whole Easter egg and get to the boss fight arena and for that to be your high round spot, that's easy, like, because you still have to do a whole entire Easter egg even just to get to that point. But the KT4 is so amazing. The Scald on Softway is absolutely amazing. It's a very, very, very easy round 100. Now, Frozen Dawn, I'm actually going to throw this one in easy as well, which is actually surprising. I did this round 100 on World War II, and literally it's just about getting an upgraded hammer. And again, it's the same issue with all these other maps where you have to learn the map, get the wonder weapon, but as soon as you get it, you just sit in the same spot for like 5 hours, and then that's it. That's the round 100. You'll notice that a lot of these BO3, BO4 maps are going to definitely be near the bottom. Now, Town, I'm going to put all the way up in S. Another one, practically impossible. Again, suffers the same issues from Bus Depot and Farm. While yes, there are people that have hit the round 100 on Town, it takes forever. And also you have the lava zombies. You only have the ray gun or the Mark II. You do get a mystery box, but it doesn't really help too much. I know the other maps have a mystery box, but again, no major wonder weapons. So it makes all of these maps practically impossible, I would say. Now, Outbreak, the original from Exo Zombies, I'm going to put in A. The reason why this is A is because it's 10 hours of jumping over a laser trap. So it's not difficult and you don't need anything from the box, but it's just, I would say, no, it is difficult because it's 10 hours of focus on Exo Zombies, and you have EMZ zombies and they debilitate your movement. So that's why I would say, even though you're not really using weapons for this other than to grab points, it's still an extremely difficult round 100 for just how long you're being put into this ringers. And so any round 100 that's like double-digit hours, I'm automatically pretty much just gonna throw right up into A. Now for Tortured Path, this map really variates because there's survival maps where people have gotten to like round 300 plus, but then on the actual map itself, you can't really go past round 20 on certain variations. So this map, I'm also going to throw in gimmicky because again, it's another map where a lot of it is very easy, but again, it depends on the survival map. And so again, it's another just sort of gimmicky map. I honestly wouldn't even recommend doing this one either. It's not fun. It's not worth your time. Carrier. Now, Carrier, I'm throwing Carrier already up into S. S for Carrier because, again, all the wonder weapons in this map suck. The map designs, layout suck. Also, where's Infection? I'm just going to throw that one up immediately as well. That map is absolutely dog. And it's another S tier because, again, it's all just traps and jumping around these terribly like Exo Zombie movement. Honestly, the Exo Zombie ones, I'm throwing all the way up at the top, bro. And Infection's going right at the top. Then I would say, yeah, then Carrier, then Descent, and then Farm, I would say, is even harder, then Town, then Grösten Haus. Yeah, these maps are absolutely freaking impossible. I would not wish anybody do these maps as like the worst thing I could imagine. I would never do that. To my worst enemy, I would never do that. But literally, like, these are the hardest zombies maps ever made, and it's because they were intentionally designed as that way. They were intentionally designed to be just awful survival maps. Now, 5, I'm also going to throw 5 up in the A tier. 5 is an extremely difficult round 100. The wonder weapon sucks. The only way you're actually hitting it is through monotonous traps and also getting points with the MPL. And so I would say a lot of people can't get the round 100 on 5, and that's why definitely it has to be up in A. It's an extremely difficult round 100, especially with the original Pentagon Thief. It's no joke, man. 5 is genuinely a very difficult round 100, and I would not recommend this to any beginner player. Very few players I know can actually hit the round 100 on 5. Attack of the Radioactive thing. Now, this one I'm going to throw up in challenging. And the reason why, I'm actually more tempted to throw it in gimmicky, because literally you just build one buildable, go to the spawn room, and just continuously place it and pick it back up. So if that's not gimmicky, I don't know what is. But the reason why I'm going to actually throw it in challenging is because you have to literally do that for like 6+ hours. Just spam one button over and over and over and over. No, like that is just annoying. That's boring. That's tedious. And so honestly, I'm going to rename this tier to challenging / tedious, because yeah, Riese is a tedious round 100. I would even say Origins definitely goes into that as well. And Attack of the Radioactive thing 100%. Just don't even bother. Anything above C, I would say if you're a new player, don't even try doing these round 100. Shadows of Evil, dumb easy. I'll throw it in dumb easy, and I'll throw it right next to Die Rise. Again, Apothecant Servant exists. If it's on the map, it's a dumb easy round 100. And even though you have Alchemical, you have the Margwas, there's always ways around it. You have the Civil Protector to take out the Margwas, you have the swords. Shadows of Evil, genuinely a dumb easy round 100. Just as easy, I would say, as DE, but DE I would say is slightly easier just because the Stormbow just has so much more ammo. D Maschine. I'm going to throw this right next to Maurer Toten in dumb easy. I mean, literally, bro, people have gotten to round 100 in this map in like 90 minutes just picking up the ray gun from like the Halloween event. You go to the top of Nuketown Toten. It's just so easy. You don't have to do any of the Easter egg. You don't have to do any of that. You can almost get to round 100 with like not even like all these regular Garbo guns as well. So to me, that just shows D Maschine is just another dumb easy map. Now, for Firebase Z, I'm actually going to throw this one up in easy. And the reason why is because the mimics and the boss spam on this map is so annoying. And it kind of goes into that aspect of Outbreak where it's like you have to end up slowing the zombies more with the Reiki rather than actually taking them out. And while yes, it's easy, getting the Reiki can be a little bit more challenging than obviously getting the Cerberus on Maurer or the Ray Gun on D Maschine or whatever. And obviously, I just think that just because of the boss spam and how tight of an area that this round 100 allows you to do it in, I'd say it's easy, but it's definitely not dumb easy, I would say. Now, Alpha Omega, this one's dumb easy. You literally get a ballistic knife. You don't even have to access Pack Punch. You can turn on the power and just sit and knife in the same porch all for like 5 hours. Again, it's dumbest, easiest, broken round 100 ever. And honestly, let's just go into the other VO4 map and get this out of the way. Togger Toten, I'm honestly going to put like right next to Revelations, and Alpha Omega I'm going to put here too, because like these maps genuinely, these 3 maps genuinely have to be the easiest Call of Duty Zombies maps of all time. Like Alpha Omega, you get a ballistic knife and you just sit there. Togger Toten, there's literally one window barrier where all the zombies come out, and you can get to round 100 in sub 2 hours. Revelations, again, practically 2 window barriers that they come out, and that's it. And that's why, to me, these are just the easiest round 100s ever made. Mob of the Dead, however, see, this is where it gets interesting, because we have Mob and Blood, and these are so different. For Blood, I actually believe that Blood I'm going to put at the top of easy, of dumb easy, because literally, you just spam a trap, and the wildest thing is that in this trap, in New Industries, it's literally also a monkey bomb. So as soon as you activate it, no zombies will ever go for you ever. Which to me instantly just propels it into dumb easy. The only reason I put it this high up though is because of the fact that it's a BO4 system. Whereas like Alpha Omega's BO4 system, you just sit there with a ballistic knife, who cares? Togger Toten, you just sit there with a Helion Salvo, who cares, right? It's just that easy. Mob of the Dead though, I'm actually going to throw this one all the way up into B. Now, it's not A, because it is genuinely a very easy round 100, but I would say it definitely goes right next to Origins in terms of its tediousness. It's 12 hours of just Hell's Redeemer, Acid Gat Trap, and Acid Gat as well. And that's it. Like, that's the whole round 100. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and so it's just crazy to me that Blood is this far down just because of one trap, but Mob is this high up because even though it's one trap, the trap on Blood is way more busted than it is on Mob. Like, Mob is still, you have to pretty much use every single thing at your disposal. Now, Shi No Numa, I have to throw this one literally at the very bottom. It's the dumbest, easiest zombies map ever because it's literally broken. Like, you can get to round 10,000 on this map, and it's because you literally only need Jug, Speed Cola, PPSH, and a Waff. There's not even a pack punch on this map, but you don't even need it because there's only 24 zombies every round on this map. And so, because of that, and because this map has insta-kill rounds as well, that to me just instantly makes it just so dumb easy. Like, it literally... in a way, it's probably easier than Revelations. So yeah, honestly, World at War Shi No Numa is probably the easiest zombies map ever made as long as you actually know the strategy. Now, Tranzit, man, this is a good one. Tranzit has to be A. I'm throwing Tranzit up in A at the top of A, to be honest, because I would even throw this up in Practically Impossible, but the reason why this is such a difficult round 100 is because it took me over 60 hours just to learn how to actually use the jet gun properly. And when you learn how to use it properly, you realize it's more of an upgrade to the Galvanuckle than an actual wonder weapon. And what I mean by that is every time you shoot it, right when you see the effect of it shoot, you have to melee with your Galvanuckle to reset it so it doesn't run out of the gauge. And I know Treyarch never intended it for that to be the actual way, but doing this stupid melee glitch where you're super slow, you can't sprint with the jet gun as well, where you're just so slow, you have to melee them all the time for like 10 plus hours, and I literally game errored at 96 because of how bad this is. Tranzit easily is one of the hardest zombie round 100s, I would say, of all time. And if you know how to do this and you know how to use the jet gun properly, congrats to you, because that is not easy in any words or anything, I would say. The Giant. Now, the Giant, again, with Gobblegum, it's just like the Riese, I'd have to say, and I'm more tempted to throw this in easy because it is pretty difficult. You still have to, like, the strategy is, like, hoarding in this spawn room with the RK5 and also the Shiva and getting those double pap. And it's not just, like, dumb easy where you just camp in a corner and you're camping. I would say any camping round 100 genuinely is always going to be F. Like, Giant, you still have to sort of run around. The only camping round 100 that isn't F is Firebase Z because of just how that map is designed. And also, Voyage isn't because of, it's just, there's so much to do. Dead of the Night, there's so much to do. 9, there's so much to do. Zetsubou, also, you have to do a whole Easter egg. Same thing with Frozen Dawn, so all makes sense there. Buried now. Let's get into Buried. Buried, I want to throw this in gimmicky because it really is a gimmicky round 100. It's one of the only round 100s where you can only use buildables, but to be honest, I'm going to throw this up in the B tier. B for Buried. It's challenging. It's tedious. It's 10 hours of buildable swapping. And then if you want to even push that round 100 as well, you have to use Trample Steam strat. And it's just like, nah, man. Like, that is obviously too much. Obviously, we know that there was a game error that caused a lot of this. But still, even to get around 100 on Buried, sure, you can do the first 70 rounds with Paralyzer. But those last 30, you have to do the buildable strat. Which is why, to me, it's not extremely difficult, because you don't really have to use weapons, but it definitely is in that B tier. Call of the Dead. Put that boy right at the top. Put that boy right at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't until like 2 days ago, and this is the whole reason why I'm making this video, that this round 100 was genuinely thought to be impossible. Like, I would have put this in the triple S tier of impossible, but literally 2 days ago, somebody actually managed to do it with the new VR11 strat that was just solved in 2024, and this round 100 takes 60 plus hours. Yeah, so anything that takes like that long or triple digits, like Bus Depot, Infection, put that thing up in S, dog. This is the hardest round 100 ever. Like, these maps, I would not wish on my worst enemy, like I said. Ancient Evil. Dumb easy. I would even potentially put this right next to, yeah, Alpha Omega Tog. Dumb easy. The Blood Gauntlet, as soon as you get that, is literally the best wonder weapon I would say ever made, because it's a monkey bomb and it's an instant kill. And if you have a ton of ammo with maximum ammo elixirs, oh my gosh, it's easy. And it's so easy to get as well. You could probably just play the map naturally and get it, which is why, to me, Ancient Evil, I would say, definitely has to be up here. Like, it's stupid easy. There's so many different things to help you out with high rounds here. The Pegasus Strike. Oh, man. Yeah, Ancient Evil, dumb easy. Rave and the Redwoods. I would be tempted to throw this one up in easy, because it is a fairly easy round 100. However, you do have to make a lot of bow upgrades and kind of progress pretty far throughout the Easter egg. So for that, I'm going to put it up in average. I'm going to put it up in average. Like, Yes, the wonder weapons are amazing, but also the zombies in this map can do a lot of damage. Some of them hold like axes and whatnot, and they can actually take you out pretty fast. And also the gorillas in this map, they are just ridiculous as well. So yeah, honestly, Rave, I'll put an average. I think that's a fair spot. Classified. This is a very interesting one because I would be tempted to throw this one in dumb easy for the round 150 because it's literally just shield strat. So honestly, I'll throw it in dumb easy, but I'll throw it next to like Blood of the Dead because these maps, like, yeah, they are very easy, but you have to kind of look up something and then figure out a strategy. I would say if you're playing this map legit, I'd probably even put it up in average, but just because of that shield strat exists, anything BO4, most of BO4 you're going to be seeing, like I said, near the bottom. Gorod Krovi. Now, this is one of the few BL3 maps I would actually say isn't entirely easy because the Mark III stops taking out zombies past round 100. And so, you know what? I'm going to put Gorod in average. Like, it is the most difficult BL3 zombies map by far to hit round 100, but it's definitely not as difficult as like the OG maps, I would say here. Like these OG maps are genuinely freaking hard, man. And honestly, bro, throw Nuketown as well into S tier. Nuketown S tier. Oh my gosh, this map is again another map that like is practically impossible without a ray gun glitch and over like 100 hours. Like Bus Depot, 100 hours. Carrier Infection Descent, probably close to around 100 hours. Farm, 100 hours. Town, 100 hours. Grösten Haus, probably close. And Nuketown, probably around 100 hours. And Call of the Dead, 60 hours, but still definitely deserves to be up tier because it wasn't even thought possible for so long. Shangri-La BO1. I'm going to throw this one in challenging. Now, the reason why I would throw BO3s in easy or even average because, like, you have gobblegums. But it's challenging because this map in and of itself is a very difficult map. And then also utilizing the baby gun as well for it to be good. And, like, if you guys have seen the 5 and 5 strat where they're hoarding around in this, like, tiny little minecart room right next to, like, where the geysers are at the bottom. Oh, my gosh. Like, it's freaking difficult. I wouldn't say it's extremely difficult because it doesn't take you too long to hit the round 100, but I definitely say Shang is up in the top of some of the most challenging zombies maps ever to do. Verrückt. Now, Verrückt, this is the funny thing with Verrückt. Even though it's the second zombies map of all time, it's still a pretty difficult map because it's a trap map. And so it's not like Shi No Numa where it's just dumb easy. You still have to get through like super sprinters and like there's also a juggernaut glitch as well. And so honestly, I think I'm going to put this one in average as well, right next to Nacht and Toten. It's probably about the same difficulty. I would definitely say though that Riese is probably the hardest World at War zombies map, which is funny because it literally even has the pack-a-punch machine. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up to our last one, Forsaken. Honestly, I think you guys know I'm going to have to put this one. Again, it's another dumb easy one. Forsaken, anything with Cold War is dumb easy, I would say, just apart from Firebase Z and really Outbreak. Like this map, you just get the Crystal Axe. You can just stay in the spawn room the whole time. Like, it's just so easy. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my list of the easiest to hardest round 100s. Let me know what you guys think. And I hope you guys actually check this list out as well for round 100s that you guys would like to do, because this has been my personal experience off of every single round 100 of almost all of these round 100s. And so hopefully this is the most authentic guide that you guys can get for playing every single Call of Duty Zombies map.